Now we move on to the women's singles and a battle of the teenagers.
Absolutely. I must say, I am hugely impressed by this young lady coming onto court here. She played so well yesterday when we saw her play, and I'm really looking forward to this match. I know that BBC is a favourite. She's top 10 in the world, and this young girl is nowhere near. But I think we have a marvellous match coming up.
PV Sindhu is 19 and Liang Xiaoyu just 18 years of age. She's ranked, believe it or not, outside the world's top 200, but we can totally ignore that. She's just setting out on her career.
Yeah.
And when we watched her yesterday winning women's singles in the semi-final against Malaysia, I think I'm right in saying that was the first time you'd seen her?
It was the first time ever I saw her, yes. Excuse me. And she's only been playing junior badminton, and she's got to quarterfinals of the World Juniors. Done, really okay junior-wise, but yesterday I think I saw something. She will definitely be top 15 in the world. Definitely. Give it 1 or 2 years.
As I mentioned, 18 years of age, born in Nanjing in China, moved to Singapore in 2007. So it's not a new convert, as it were. 19-year-old PV Sindhu, Andhra Pradesh province, now living where most of the Indian badminton squad do in Hyderabad. Semi-finalist in the World Championships in Guangzhou, China last year. Also last year reaching the semis of the Indian Grand Prix Gold and the China Masters Super Series event. And yet only the Indian number 2.
Yes.
Behind, of course, Saina Nehwal, last the gold medalist in Delhi 4 years ago. Sadly is not here. As you can see, if you are just joining us, Singapore leading the tie by 2 matches to 1, having won the 2 doubles matches played so far. India having won the men's singles, and they clearly, obviously, need PV Sindhu to win this one. Susan Taylor from Australia is our umpire. Sean Sudeo from Trinidad and Tobago, service judge.
Yeah, it will be interesting to watch whether Sindhu can take the pressure. She's very young, and obviously everybody expects her to win and take this tie into a 2-all. But somehow I have a feeling that she's not used to that kind of pressure, and this is something obviously she's got to learn in the years to come. And I think, as I say, I was so impressed by what I saw yesterday. So I think it's a 50-50 one.
And Sindhu has already suffered defeat during the group stage, or at least in the quarterfinals of the mixed team competition against, she'll leave Canada.
Canada, yes. Yeah. So if I really have
ladies and gentlemen,
you do.
On my right,
I think Singapore will win this.
Singapore represented by
if they do, of course, they will
win.
win the bronze medal. But sit back and enjoy this one, because in many ways you're looking at
on my left, India represented by PV Sindhu.
Badminton outside of China, which is all so strong, just manufactures players at a remarkable
India to
rate.
serve, love all.
These 2 young ladies are going to be around for a long time. And when you are looking at a young player for the first time, what are you looking for to impress you as this is a player with a future.
First of all, I sort of always divide it into two things. What the eye can see, what I call the outside talent. That means how are they moving on court, how is the technique, how will they be able to get out of trouble spots, do they have any distinct shots that can really differentiate them compared to other players. That kind of stuff that you're looking at straight away. And then later on, as and when you get to know them better, is what I call the inside talent. Okay, how do they cope under pressure? How do they understand the game? How do they understand the tactics of the game? That's a beautiful reply. Good shot there. That will make Liang think twice from now on when she's playing that smash down the line. That is good by Sindhu here. Perfect shot.
Service over, 2-all.
Good judgment, clearly out.
That is something
3-2
that Liang really have to get used to, is Sindhu attacking a lot, and she's playing these really good smashes down the line from this backhand position. That's in.
Service over.
Obviously, it could be just a variation, but it could also be that Liang was thinking twice of playing that smash down the line because of the reply last time. You never know. And the string was gone.
Service over. 4-3.
New racket required. Freshly strung, of course. Interesting, not asking for the right just to test it out.
No, it just carried on.
Not this time.
Service over, 4-all.
Sindhu a little too careful there. Surely a little lift to the backcourt had to win another point.
Yeah. This is well played, yeah. But she's getting scared, and it's obviously very tight. We can't see it from here, but it must be very, very tight.
Service over, 5-6.
Yeah, that's well left.
Service over, 7-5.
Yeah, it's good spatial awareness, isn't it, from Liang? A couple of times the judgment has been spot on.
No, she hasn't learned yet.
Service over,
So that was the second time.
7.
So let's see if she's learning from here.
Seven all.
Sindhu here,
Service
obviously
over,
waiting for her favourite
8-7.
situation, but that reply was so flat she had to play the backhand and couldn't get around it. So that was a cleverly little shot by Liang. But once again, I'm really impressed
9-7.
by the youngster from Singapore, in the sense that she's really playing a very, very fast game. Good pace. She's attacking, she's positive, she's at every shot. Yeah, could change. Well done by Sindhu, staying in the rally here. Oh, that's called out. That is unlucky. But what a good, good constructed rally by Liang.
9.
But very good of Sindhu to stay in this rally, I think. Completely caught, but it's called out.
First really poor shot that Liang has played. And Sindhu draws level, 9-all.
It's hanging up there in the tape. Pretty close.
Service over, 10-9.
Good shot again, really pushing it, playing very tight. Look at that. That's excellent. Textbook.
But perhaps conscious of
Service
the problem
over,
she's had when smashing in down the forehand side, going for a bit more of an angle and just missing. Again, leaves it and it goes just wide.
11-10
so it is Liang
interval.
who leads at the interval, but by a solitary point. To Singapore because she said she wanted to develop her badminton skills, and I suppose if you don't make it through to the Chinese squads, your opportunities in China are somewhat limited.
Very limited. And we've seen over the years that players opting out of China, going to other nations, getting the attentions that they have not received in China, and suddenly they flourish. They really become very good. And we've seen Pi Hongyang from China go to France and became one of the top 3 or 4 in the world. And in China, she wasn't even selected for any team.
Play.
Perfect placement again.
So Sindhu really have to pick up her game now. Have to learn to cope with the pressure of the whole nation is riding on her back. And she's got to win this one for India to stay in the tie. She's got to learn to cope with that.
Service over, 11-13.
And somehow I've seen her play quite a lot lately, and somehow today I think you can feel you can sense she feels the pressure, because normally she's a bit more outgoing, outbursting, I want to win this. Yeah. She's showing it to her opponent, but here she's 14, a little bit subdued,
11.
I think.
It's funny, isn't it, in sport in general, in individual sports, when you're playing for your country rather than for yourself, it's a completely different
complexion. Yeah, I agree.
Some people are inspired by doing so. I think of Ian Poulter, the golfer, who plays so much better in Ryder Cup than in just an ordinary tournament.
Yeah. But that's the rare thing that way round.
Did you find it harder playing for Denmark than for yourself?
15-11.
Yes, I thought it was more difficult because everybody expected me to win, and obviously to get the team a good start. Luckily, I did it always. Sorry to say, I did not lose very many team matches, I must say.
What interests me about Liang, it seems to me that she's comfortable in whatever type of game her opponent is trying to tackle her with, whether it be fairly fast exchanges like this or gentle touch around the net.
Yeah, or whether she's got to play defensive for a little while before she can get into an attacking situation. I agree with you, she's adapting very well.
And the lead now is out to 5. Remember, it was just 1 at the interval.
That's good. That's good skills. Very nicely played by Sindhu.
Service
good
over,
change.
12.
You would have expected a power smash, but she opted for this nice slice.
Balls back on PV Sindhu's side.
17.
But I like this cross-court clear. It's taking Liang out of trouble. It's a beautiful cross-court clear. Good length, good height, still some pressure to it. how she's controlling the pace here. How early she got up on that one at the net.
Service over.
Obviously hugely disappointed with that
17.
shot. But look at that. Enormous pressure, pace-wise.
Fourteen, 17.
And she knows it.
Still, she's got a lot of
18,
courage. She played
14.
2 quite bad mistakes. And then in this rally, it was like it was all wiped out. New slate. And she was just playing the same shots and with a lot of confidence.
Service over, 15, 18.
Yeah, super net shot, this one. One of those that hits the top, just dribbles over, judged to perfection. Again, the judgment is perfect.
That is tight. That's a very, very tight shot if we get that baseline.
Out it was.
It was. Very well left.
Service over.
But it is interesting
16,
if you
19.
watch Sindhu under normal circumstances, she would be a lot more attacking, but here she's simply not allowed to do it. And we very often see that she's playing smashes from the baseline and then follow up and play some straight shots down the line on these attacks, but we haven't seen it once in this first game.
17, 19.
This is a Sindhu we normally see attacking the net, really going up there, pushing either into the deep corners or, as here, bodies.
18, 19.
And PV Sindhu has got herself right back into contention now at 18-19. Incidentally, if you're wondering what the PV stands for, Pusala Venkata Sindhu. The confidence of youth, Sam Morton.
Service over.
Lost a couple of points,
20,
in danger of losing
game
in lead,
point,
and
18.
plays a super little net shot.
No fear.
Two game points.
That's how we see Sindhu. The attack, and then the follow-up, the push.
Service over. 19.
We've only
20.
seen that in the last 2 or 3 rallies. Otherwise, we haven't seen it at all. So a clear sign that she's under pressure. tight net shot again. Look at that. This is more like what we usually see.
And Sindhu has saved the 2-game points. And we get to 20 all. Remember now it's the first to go 2 points clear. Unless we get to 29 all, then it's sudden death.
Serve was desperately high.
21.
Liang did the
20.
right thing, attacking it, but she pushed it out on the baseline. Can you believe that?
So now game point to Sindhu.
Absolutely fearless. She's pushing every single shot. There's not one shot in that rally she's not pushing to the absolute maximum.
So both women have now had a game point. Liang 2, Sindhu 1. And it's 21 all. Both women decide it's time to redo the laces. Nothing to do with wanting a little breather, I'm sure.
It's refocusing.
Great anticipation. Expecting another net shot.
22.
Committing
21.
totally. Second game point for Sindhu. Oh! Oh, that was a chance, and the Rice says she knows
22.
One of the favourite shots. Had a good chance here. Look at how she's searching. She's looking for that net and the opportunity. She's got it, but missed it.
He's long.
Service over. 23.
And of course playing
22.
with the drift. That tiny bit of difference.
That's in. That's in.
And for once she got her judgment wrong. It was the only time. A terrific opening game goes to PV Sindhu. 24-22.
First game won by India. 24.
After Liang had
22.
2 game points.
Yeah, it's been a very, very good opener. Very nice first game here. And I think we're in for even more delightful badminton. Great to see the young Liang from Singapore, who's really had no international exposure, up against a very experienced 19-year-old Sindhu from India, and she just managed to pull through here at the end of this first game. And as you can see, that very nice lift here. What we saw at the end, a more attacking Sindhu. One was playing more to what she normally does, like these attacking pushes at the front of the court and the net, and she was playing them a lot more here at the end of this first game.
Yeah, it was almost as if being behind and in the situation where you gain points down released the shackles, and she was able to play her normal game.
It's something like that, you know, it's do or die. Whatever happens, I have to try to do something, and I totally agree with you. Some players are very dangerous to play when they're down.
Yeah, it's often said that it's easier to play from behind than in front. Well, now we'll find out a a little bit more about this young lady, because
20
obviously
seconds.
2 game points up,
20
20
seconds.
She's bound to be desperately disappointed. How will she react to that disappointment?
Judging from what we've seen so far, she would just carry on.
Of course, Morton, when he was coaching the Malaysian team for 4 years, was also responsible for talent ID, and you were telling us the other day that you spotted a young,
Second game.
was he 12-year-old Lee Chong Wei, and
Lee Chong Wei in Penang,
Level.
yes.
you thought he might be useful, and overrode the Malaysian authorities. Thought, no, he's never going to be any good. He's only the world #1.
He's only been that for many years. He's been a pride to Malaysia and to Malaysian badminton, and he's really carried the flag for many years. He's been a fantastic sports person.
Service over. 1-all.
This is really good badminton. All avenues are exhausted.
Service over. 2.
So if this continues, who's got the best physical shape?
Service over. 2-all.
Well left from that baseline.
3-2.
And have a good eye, these two girls. Oh, look at that. Look at that. What a beauty.
Service over. 3-all.
That one there. Good skills. When we saw PV Sindhu play at the Yuba Cup in May in Delhi, she had some really tough matches in that second singles after Saina Nehwal. And to her credit, I must say that the tougher it got, she just kept carrying on. And she really fought her way through and won quite a lot of these matches,
Service
despite
over.
that she was
4-all.
completely physically exhausted.
Just making a few mistakes in her judgment now, Liang.
That's going right.
5-4.
Mentioning no experience at this level, she's having to sustain this standard now, which is into its second half hour.
Oh, that's good pressure. Lovely attack and clear.
6-4.
Really using the court well here.
Oh my, that was out.
It looks like it.
Very definitely out, so a little unlucky there, Liang. This is a worrying moment.
7-4.
It's beginning to get away from Liang. And she dig deep when she needs to. Errors flowing from her racket all of a sudden. Oh dear.
Yeah, you're right. A lot of mistakes lately.
9-4.
Mistakes we haven't seen before. This is extremely unforced. Sindhu is really setting up a nice lead here.
10-4.
Capitalizing on the mistakes by Liang. But this was good pressure.
Service over.
She thought it was a
5-10.
straight winner. Look at this. This is a very nice shot. But she didn't expect it to come back. It did not, but it was close.
Service over. 11-5.
Well, it's a convincing lead now at the interval, with PV Sindhu having a lead of 6 points. And I often find when I'm covering tennis that a young player coming through will play a really good first set against an established star, and perhaps just lose it narrowly and then fade away gently, and that's beginning to happen.
It is beginning to happen, and I normally say that, you know, you want to see the players
20 seconds.
show the potential.
20 seconds.
And then for a while they can play quite poorly, but if you have seen kind of the top level they can reach when they really play well, that's what you're looking for. And I think that's what Liang has done. She has proved to me that she can play up there, and also a very good first game here. But you are right, sometimes this is happening, that they're fading out. But let's wait and see.
11-5.
Maybe this interval has done her some good.
So much more aggressive now than well, almost the entirety of the first game, and until the very end.
But I must say, I would say this is really, really lack of international exposure on Liang's behalf, because
service over.
She's not used to so many shots
13.
coming back. She's not used to be under so much pressure. I think Sindhu has soaked up a lot of pressure, kept it going, kept her composure, played well, stayed in the match, and Liang is pushing and pushing and pushing, and eventually now she's making the mistakes because she just doesn't know what to do. And that is really lack of international exposure. She's got to get out there, play these big international tournaments, and she will learn.
Brilliant net shot this time from Sindhu.
Service over, 14-7.
Maybe that shot can give her a little bit of confidence.
Service over,
First match, smash in a long time.
14.
She's actually managing to get on the floor.
Yeah, it was just out.
It was just out. And the pressure
9-14.
Liang was under would have been tremendous.
This time the baseline judge gets the call absolutely right.
Service over, 15-9.
And once again we saw this characteristic style and play of Sindhu, the smash and the follow-up, and a very good shot from the front of the court.
Service over, 10-16.
Good run here, Liang. Still 6 points behind though.
Yeah, it's probably a bit too late.
Don't you say that, you did that yesterday, Morten.
Yeah, that's true.
You've got to learn your lessons, you know.
Yeah, but I also predicted that Liang would win this one. So I have been really wrong on this match. I think that Sindhu has really stood her ground well.
Well, there's a glimmer of hope here for Liang.
12-16.
Now down to 4.
Yeah, once she was 14-7 down. That shot cross court.
Service over, 17-12.
It's a mistake on Liang's behalf. Not that one, but the other one she played, because that's setting up what a very nice opportunity at the backhand side of Sindhu. It's easy.
No, it's wide.
Yes, once again she lost a little bit patience here.
Line this time.
Service
She wasn't
over.
totally convinced. She was waiting for the
13,
call.
8.
As one of my friends would say, plumb on the line. That's what I mean. She's setting it up for Sindhu to play that very tight net shot.
Service over.
From her backhand position at
19,
the net. And look at that.
13.
Very, very tight. And trouble once again.
Yeah, it was
Stay away from that corner.
It was almost a complete replay of that previous point, was ending in the same way, attempting that very difficult cross-court net shot.
Yep.
Sindhu closing in on the win. Indeed, it is now 7 match points for PV Sindhu and India
20,
to take us into a
match
5th
point,
and deciding
13.
match.
Game.
Well, it was a fascinating opening game. The potential of 18-year-old Liang Xiaoyu clear to see. But Sindhu may be only 1 year older, but in terms of international experience, she's in a different league.
Match won
Remember,
by
this
India.
lady has been
24,
a world
22,
championship medalist,
21,
a
13.
semi-finalist winning a bronze medal, and her opponent just starting out on a senior career. And in the end, that experience proved decisive.
I totally agree, it certainly did. It's only 10 months ago since Sindhu won her bronze medal at the World Championship. And it showed here in this match she had far more experience. But we will see a lot more to Liang in the future. I'm really looking forward to following her on the international circuit in the coming years, because I really think she will be up there.
Yeah, once again, the crowd generously applauding two young women who are going to be around for a long time in their battles around the world and in future Commonwealth Games. The next one, incidentally, in 4 years' time is on the Gold Coast in Australia. But they'll meet many times, I'm sure, before then. But for the neutrals in the crowd, it's once again the ideal scenario. As a result of that 24-22, 21-13 win for PV Sindhu, it's 2 matches all. It'll all come down to the women's doubles. And the lovely thing about the women's doubles is that it is a repeat of the final of the women's doubles individual competition in Delhi 4 years ago.
4 years ago. Yep. You can't get it better than that, can you?
Nope.
So we're all in for a treat here.
Indeed. Well, we'll have a look at the highlights while Morton steps out, and Jill Clark will join me for the deciding match after what was a fascinating encounter. Who knows what would have happened if Liang had managed to take one of the 2 game points she had when leading 2018 in the first game. She didn't. And from that moment on, Sindhu, who'd really raised her game at the end of the first game, just steadily pulled away. hearing from the backstage, as it were, that Yao Lei of Singapore has been having some physio treatment. Whether that's purely a precaution, we don't know. But that could possibly be a factor as we await the players. The women's doubles, Joala Gutta playing Ashwini Bonaparte, and Shuntamulia Sari, Yao Lei. Jill Clark is back with me. Well.